Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Paige Campbell Show, episode 49.
We're doing a very special episode.
Yeah, we're going to speak like NPR the whole time.
We might have to.
This episode's going to be dedicated to those that we lost this year. Wait,
those that we've lost.
Wait, Mary Tyler Moore.
So far.
So far. I know, it's like, fuck you, 2017.
Taking a lot of lives.
2017's been the worst. This is the Paige Campbell Show, episode 49.
Going up.
Folks, going up. Next will be 50, which is exciting.
It's going to be a good one.
The Pod American Games
Can't wait.
are going to be, of course, we got Noah Clarke here.
Hey,
everybody.
How you doing?
It's good to see you, Noah.
It's good to be here.
We've been hanging out.
We have been.
Been doing some comedy in Richmond.
Richmond.
Old Richie Rich.
Richie Reezy.
And, yeah, Richie Reezy. No, Richie Rich. Are you familiar with that comic?
Richie Rich?
Yeah, it's a comic strip. More of a strip. Let's address the elephant in the room, folks. If the audio sounds a little different to you, I forgot the pod stuff at home in Waynesboro, the Diamond City.
The borough, dude.
The borough. And we're recording on my phone, so...
This might even be better quality because past couple episodes have been having like weird audio cuts.
Yeah, I know. And I don't know what that is, but... You're right, this might be better quality, which will be pretty emasculating, if that's the case.
Yeah.
But
all that money we've invested into the production of the Paige Campbell.
I know, yeah, I spent a solid like $30 on those mics, and I think that's what it is. I think the mics have just been beat up.
Yeah.
I think they've been beat
They've seen their last day.
Beat to hell.
After only about 30 uses.
Yeah, I know. It's not a great track record.
Yeah.
But Pod American Games are coming up, Noah.
Can't wait.
You excited?
I'm looking forward to it.
You realize that you could be crowned the first champion, the inaugural champion. That's a mistake a lot of people make. They say first annual. There's no first annual. It's only annual. Once it's yearly. So it's
annual.
Inaugural.
Yeah.
I don't want to catch you saying
all right.
first annual.
Dude, I have a habit of losing almost everything that I compete in.
Do you?
So
I'll tell you what, I guess I have a stroke of luck.
Yeah.
Because I do have a habit of winning, but I'm not a competitive guy.
Only recently I've been getting better at winning things. Like only today I won a card game.
That's true. We did play some cards earlier.
One of my first card games that I've ever won.
But
I'm proud of that.
Well, you know what? I feel like I have a habit of losing, or I have a habit of winning games.
Yeah.
Like they don't, like things that are meaningless.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like I'll win a card game or Scrabble or Twister, whatever. But in life, I'm losing most of the time.
I learned at a very a young age the futility of success when it comes to things like video games.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
A friendly competition.
It's a fleeting success. I can tell you I got 19 platinum trophies, but really that's meaningless.
Well, I lost a lot, and I didn't lose anything significant when I lost.
I believe it was the great Tom Petty.
Apart from dignity.
That he put it best. Even the losers get lucky sometimes.
I think he also said...
And that's so true.
I won't back down. So I'm gonna keep up.
Dude, at the Pod American Games, you can't back down. Because if you do, you better stand your ground.
I won't back down.
Yeah.
She was an American girl.
Yeah. She's a good girl, man. She loves Jesus. So yeah, I'm just... I'm just saying, the Pod American Games are coming up. Is there a weekend or... Here's the thing. We need at least 4 competitors.
Yeah.
Ideally, we got you.
Past guest.
We got me, because Paige Campbell Show requires...
I guess so.
Yeah, it requires some Paige Campbell. Much to the chagrin of some, I believe, but... it's my show, folks. You don't have to listen.
Gotta get used to it.
You don't have to listen. Whoever's disliking these videos, not appreciative. But, me, you, Nick Piccinino, we can play some Nick clips.
Yeah, that would be nice. Nick clips is...
And Winston Hodges, he's gonna bring a game. Yeah, you got Noah's Ark, I got Paige's Believe It or Not. And then, Winston Hodges, our good friend of the show. Is going to bring a game, I believe, called For the Winston. So, it's we just have to find a day that works to get everyone in the room.
Yeah.
So far, we've been good about putting out episodes for 2017.
So far,
but I don't want to. I don't want to hold off.
Yeah.
You know what we might do? Even though 50's a big number. I mean, 50's a nice round number. Yeah. We might just keep recording until we can get everyone in the room together.
Yeah.
And then just the Pod American Games is 56. Sorry, guys.
Yeah. If it comes down to that.
But how many shows celebrate the 56th episode?
None.
It's a pretty big one.
It is a big number.
Season 5, episode 6.
It's a bigger number than 50.
Yeah, that's true.
It's not a more significant.
We should celebrate that we have more than 50 episodes, not that we have 50 episodes.
Yeah.
That's a good point. How you been, Noah?
I've been alright.
Yeah?
Yeah. Starting off the new semester.
Yeah.
Here at VCU.
That's exciting. You're a RAM.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
A full weekend.
You're a RAM expansion.
Yeah.
For
for my hard drive.
For your hard drive. You told me earlier about this cringe story. You had a nice cringe story.
Yeah.
You want to share that?
I will share.
Because I'm saying it was a nice story, and I'd like it to be recorded on the pod.
Yeah.
But I've got a nice cringe story of my own that I don't mind sharing. So that could be a good topic. Is just cringe?
Yeah.
Let's talk cringe.
All right, let's do it. Cringe compilations are on the rise.
Dude, I'm a huge cringe fan.
On the internet.
I watch, dude, you tell your cringe story, because it's pretty cringe. But, dude, I'm here to tell you, and I think I told you this story as well.
Yeah.
But I'm here to tell you that I lived a cringe comp. And it was everything I imagined it to be.
Yeah.
And that's not a good thing.
Well, okay, so depending on...
It's not. I mean, it's fun to watch on YouTube, but it's not fun to be in the room,
no, it's
folks.
Not at all.
Tell you what.
Until you look back on it and reflect on
some people might
friend's podcast.
think that this show is a cringe comp. And tell you what, don't appreciate that.
GTFO, please.
Yeah, tits or GTFO.
Anyways, depending on my level of comfort with you, I may be pretty awkward around you.
Yeah.
Until I get to know you.
I'm the same way. I think everyone is, to an extent.
Yeah.
To an extent.
So I had a meeting for an organization that I'm involved with.
Okay.
A particular...
NAMBLA? Is a NAMBLA meeting?
It's not NAMBLA. It's campus ministry.
Okay.
And I had a meeting with them scheduled for 4 o'clock.
Sure.
This past weekend.
It's 4 o'clock somewhere.
It was 4 o'clock.
Have you ever... Side note, have you ever heard, like, potheads? Because people... alcoholics say it's 5 o'clock somewhere.
Yeah.
Right? Have you ever heard potheads say it's 4:20 somewhere?
It's got to be 4:20 somewhere.
I'm like, not at all. You retard.
Yeah.
If it's not 20 minutes after the hour, it's not 4:20
It's
somewhere.
not 4:20 anywhere at all.
Anywhere, yeah. But, you know. That was just a little rabbit trail.
It's a good trail.
The tortoise and the hare.
Quality rabbit trail. Slow and steady.
Who framed Roger Rabbit Trail?
Peter Rabbit Trail.
Yeah.
Here comes Peter Rabbit Trail.
That's not bad.
Up and down.
Jessica Rabbit Trail.
Cottontail. Anyways.
Bugs Bunny Trail.
Anyways, I show up for this particular meeting.
Not bad.
And I walked in on a group of girls from the organization huddled in prayer because it's a Christian type
organization
thing.
Yeah. Sure.
And when they finished up, it's awkward to walk in on people praying because you gotta be quiet and respect their space.
I feel like any religious gathering at all is awkward to walk in on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Whether it's prayer, not just Christian. Whether it's prayer.
Fasting.
Yeah. Human sacrifice.
Ramadan, human sacrifice.
A laying of hands is bad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You ever walk in on a nice laying of hands?
And you just kind of stand there
baptism's bad.
Hey guys.
It's like, I don't want to see a
hey guys.
little tot being baptized.
Yeah.
I'm not into that.
So I walked in on that, and I waited for them to be done, and I approached the group thinking it was, the people I was supposed to meet with.
Sure.
And it was like a bunch of people doing something completely different, and they kind of looked at me and they're like, "Oh, hi." And I was like, "Hey, sorry to intrude."
Yeah.
And I had no idea what they were doing, and they were just like, "Yeah, we're just kind of doing some prayer here, if you wouldn't mind.
My gosh.
And she like sort of gestured to the back of the room.
Yeah.
And I was like,
that's the worst
one. I
one.
was just like, all right, I'll go.
Yeah.
back there.
Yeah.
And I just stood in the back like for 20 minutes, really just awkwardly.
That's
so
you didn't even leave the room. You just kind of.
Well, I sort of did, but there was nowhere for me to go. Like there was just other rooms, but like I was still pretty much in the same building as them.
Okay.
And, like they could obviously like I could hear them, so it wasn't like, you know.
Yeah.
Giving them privacy or anything.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you could hear.
Super awkward.
Yeah. You had like a stethoscope. You were like listening in.
Yeah.
You know, when people are like cracking safes, they have a stethoscope.
Yeah. I did this thing where to sort of cover my tracks, I made a phone call to a
nice.
friend.
Dude, the phone call is a classic cover-up
like,
cringe.
I was just like, hey man, you know, this and that, and like I just kind of made up whatever, and then I hung up.
Yeah.
Like, all right, good talking to you, and you know,
yeah,
it was a good out for me.
That's not a bad out. I like that. That's the worst. You said she motioned. That's the worst when someone like they don't want you to, I guess, be offended by what they're gonna say, so they don't even like tell you what to do. They just motion. They're like, hey, do you mind? Like, there's a mess, and they'll just be pointing. It's like, do you mind? You mind? And it's like, just tell me what you want me to do. I don't appreciate these games.
Yeah. It was a stressful time.
It sounds stressful. Sounds bad.
And I cringed thinking about this situation. It was just an awkward thing for me.
That sounds awkward. I can't think of a...
I feel like I handled it awkwardly.
Well, yeah.
Because I just kind of walked up real close to them. I was like, hey, sorry to intrude on whatever you're doing, but...
But, you should include me. You know?
Yeah, so that's
let the children come.
That's my story.
That's a nice story. I like that. We're talking about cringe counts, so I figured we'd have a pregnant pause.
Yeah, it's cringy.
It is cringy. Yeah.
Awkwardness.
What are some of the... I feel like we have some classic cringy moments from school.
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember?
We have to. Back in the logs of the school.
Yeah, the old schoolhouse.
School times.
I like a cringe comp, though.
Yeah.
Cringe comps are fun. What are some of the worst cringe comps you've ever seen? There's that one of that lady singing, I'm a Ninja or whatever.
Yeah, that's horrible, dude.
Yeah, it's a blonde, white lady. And she's just standing, it looks like a wedding party.
Yeah, it's there's no real context.
There's no real context.
It's like,
it's
just
a
like
cringe
a bunch
comp.
of affluent looking people watching this woman sing.
Yeah.
About how she's going to be a ninja.
Yeah.
She's using it just like...
She's using a very stereotypical Asian voice.
And there's an Asian lady like right next to her.
Yeah.
She's just like singing.
What's the song? How's the song go?
Something about being a ninja.
Yeah. I don't remember. It's like, I'm a be a ninja.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Which is a really dumb song.
Shazam it, folks.
Look it up.
Alright, I'm going to sing a little bit, and you open Shazam.
And you'll find it.
I'm a be a ninja.
You'll find the song.
Me a ninja.
You'll find it.
I think that's a song.
Oh, I remember something cringy from school once.
Shoot.
Back in middle school.
Yeah, shoot, buddy.
You remember old Miss Greenlee?
How could I forget?
Our science teacher?
How could I forget Mrs. Greenlee? Her name was... side note, just as an aside, her name was Mrs. Greeley. And she would get very upset when people would mispronounce her name.
So we just called her Mrs.
So we just called her Mrs. Greenlee. Yeah. We always did that to Miss White, too.
Yeah,
Miss White. Yeah, Miss White. Not married, a lifetime old maid, real old maid, and she was pretty proud of the fact that she was a Miss and not a Mrs. So we would always say, "Hey," we would raise our hands and go, "Mrs. White," and she'd be like, "It is Miss." It's like, yes,
pretty particular about that.
Pretty particular, a real old kooky bat.
No, but I remember I was pretty. I was a cocky little middle schooler, and
everyone sucks in middle school. Like, just get that right out the window.
I was on this I guess I was on this ego trip one day, and I was trying to be smart with the teacher, and she said something like, "That's my prerogative," and I was like, I corrected her, and I was like, "Don't you mean
derogative?"
I think I said derogative or something like that, and she's like, "No, I actually mean that's my prerogative," and I was like, "Oh, I guess you're right."
That's funny.
It's pretty cringy.
I guess this is kind of cringe, but we used to we would be bored and classes were boring.
Yeah.
And I forget who I used to do it with, but I used to do it with some other guys. We used to, before each class, pick a random word out of the dictionary.
Oh yeah.
And we would have to ask a question with that word.
Depending on what it was, I mean, it's a pretty solid game.
Yeah, sometimes it was like cow or something, which isn't too bad.
Yeah.
But sometimes it was impossible. Sometimes
Yeah.
it was like anti-disestablishmentarianism. It's like, yeah, I can't do that at all.
Yeah.
That's miserable.
Gotta be clever with it, I guess.
Yeah. But, yeah. I don't have any other cringe... There's a lot of good cringe moments in shows, I guess.
The penis game was a big one that, looking back...
What was that game?
Pretty cringy, where whoever yelled the word penis the loudest in a classroom...
I forgot about that, yeah.
Won some sort of...
You just won bragging rights, basically. Artyom always won.
Artyom,
Richie Reezy from last week.
He was a solid competitor.
Yeah.
But looking back, that's just kind of a dumb...
It's dumb.
Middle school thing.
Yeah, that was an 8th grade classic.
If I was a fly on that wall, I would have cringed. Watching
I cringed thinking
a middle
about
schooler
it.
just yelling that word.
A middle school... I mean, when you're in 7th grade, there's not a funnier word.
You're trying to be edgy.
You're trying to be an
edgelord.
edgelord.
You're trying to get laughs out of your buds.
Oh, that's all I do still, is
Yeah.
just try to get laughs out of my buds. Not many buds anymore, but...
Fewer buds.
Fewer buds, but, roll them in a joint and puff them. That's what I do with buds.
Yeah.
I experienced a pretty cringy thing recently. I think I told you this story, but not on the pod. So, the other night at the Ante Room.
Mm-hmm.
Ante Room's a comedy room we do in Charlottesville.
Yeah.
It's a great room. This is not a slam on the Ante Room.
Uh-huh.
We appreciate them having us.
Yeah.
Thank you. I want to reiterate. Thank you. We'd love to keep doing the room. But this is about a cringy man that showed up.
Oh, yeah, you did tell me
Did I tell you about this? So, Winston's hosting. Right off the bat, Winston's hosting the show. Because the guy who usually hosts the show, Chris Allen, I think I've mentioned him before. Maybe not. But
Yeah.
Chris Allen got an opportunity to go work with Mark Norman, Joe List, and Louis C.K. All amazing comics. He got an opportunity to work with them in DC.
Mm-hmm.
Not going to turn that down.
Right.
So he can't host the open mic at the Ante Room. If you want, real quick shout out, if you want more details on that story, go listen to Chris's podcast, Negro Please Radio. Because
solid podcast.
it's a great podcast. He told the whole story on his podcast, so I'm not going to tell it for him. Go give him some traffic.
Yeah.
Like we're going to give him some traffic. But if you want more details, listen to that pod. NPR, Negro Please Radio. But, so he gets this big opportunity. He obviously goes to that.
Right.
Don't blame him at all. So Winston's hosting. So Winston puts together a list. There's not a ton of comics, maybe 6, 7, maybe 8.
Yeah.
It's Charlottesville. Richmond mics have a lot of comics. Charlottesville, it's Charlottesville. So there's like 8 comics. Winston, so we walk into the room before he even makes the list. Everyone's signing up on the list. He has to make the list.
Yeah.
But we walk in, and there's like really expensive cameras set up. Like really nice, like HD. Like, it looks like
some top quality recording equipment.
top quality, yeah.
Set up in there.
It looks like we're on the set of like a show. Like, it looks like there's a show being made about stand-up, and we have somehow stumbled upon it.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm like, what's going on here? I was like, is the news here? Because that's happened before,
Yeah.
where the news came to the Southern one time.
Just like the local.
Yeah, they just got a few
Broadcasting
clips
station,
and like
that's cool.
just ran a thing about the local comedy
Yeah.
scene. Fine. We were like, okay, maybe the news is here.
Nice.
Whatever. Yeah, it's cool, but whatever. So, news isn't here.
It's not
so
the news.
It's not the news. We don't know what this is about. So Winston makes the list, and this dude, he makes the list, and this dude says, I guess this dude had talked to Winston beforehand. He asked, like, can the house lights be on during my portion for the recording?
Uh-huh.
So this dude brought these cameras. He hired a professional camera crew.
Yeah.
They're not his. He hired a professional camera crew to film his act. And Winston says, how much time did you need? And he said, like, 20, 25.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, right off the bat, you're coming to an open mic.
Yeah.
Now, Charlottesville mics have less comics, so we usually give people like 10 minutes instead of the standard 5.
Uh-huh.
But you're coming to an open mic presuming you're going to get 25.
Yeah.
Like
he's
that's
already hired his crew.
Yeah, that's an unrealistic expectation right off the bat. But you know, it's a light crowd. We're all going to do 10 and just try some new shit. We don't really care.
Might as well.
Yeah, it's like Winston's like, whatever. I'll give. He tells the dude, he's like, that's not standard. He's like, don't go to another mic and bother another host, assuming you're gonna get that.
Yeah.
But I'll give it to you. Whatever. Who gives a fuck? You bought a camera crew.
Yeah.
So Winston.
This story would have been cringy enough if he had just gotten turned down after investing.
That's true. That's a good point. That's a really good point. It's already cringe.
Yeah.
He shows up with the camera crew and expects 25 minutes. Yeah. But we have to put him at the end because we're not giving him 25 in the middle of the show.
Right.
Like, that's not happening.
Yeah.
So, A, it's ridiculous that he's expecting that. B, he's at a comedy open mic and he's not planning on doing comedy. He is planning on doing some hypnotism.
Ooh.
Which is, okay.
It's comedic. It can be.
It can be comedic. That's true.
The hypnotist show. It was very comedic, but...
Yeah, I've seen it on TV. I've never actually been to a real hypnotist show. Foreshadowing. It can be comedic. I've seen TV clips and the like. So it's already a little cringy. He shows up. He's not expecting to do comedy. He's expecting to do 25 minutes of hypnotism. So Winston gives him the time. Oh, and side note, there was a dude who Winston was like, "Hey, has anyone ever not done stand-up before on this mic?" And no one raised their hands. And there was like this college kid, and Winston was like, "You've done stand-up before?" And he was like, "Well, improv." It's like, you've never done stand-up before, buddy. It's not the same.
Yeah,
I'm not saying improv's not comedy, but they're different mediums.
It's fine. It's not stand-up.
It's not stand-up. It's fine, but it's not stand-up. You know why? Improv, a joke bombs, you got someone to rely on. Stand-up, you gotta soak in that.
Yeah.
You gotta drink in the fact that your joke wasn't funny to people.
You gotta be marinated by your
you gotta... Yeah, exactly. You get battered in your...
Tarred and feathered on stage.
Yeah, a literal tar and feathering on stage.
It happens.
Yeah.
I've seen it.
Have you seen it? A tar and feather?
Not a tar and feather, but
You've seen a bomb.
Just a bomb.
Yeah.
A bomb or two.
We've all had bombs. I mean, all that have done stand-up.
Those of you
You've never done stand-up, personally.
I've never done stand-up.
It's okay.
I've done music, and I've never bombed doing that. So actually, I probably have.
Well, the thing with music
That's
is...
another story.
Well, the thing with... Well, we could...
For another time.
Tell that.
We could.
It might be cringe.
Actually, I do have some cringy music stories. So
Okay.
we'll get
Yeah, for sure. Let me finish this up.
I'm glad you mentioned it.
Yeah, I'm excited. So the guy was like, "Oh, I've done stand-up before." No, you've done improv. You've not done stand-up. And when he was like, Winston was like, "How much time do you think you could do?" He said 45. It's like you couldn't do. It's like you've never done stand-up before. You could not do 45 minutes. That's just a side note. I had to mention that guy was delusional.
Yeah.
The delusion.
For the record.
For the record, that man was delusional. So Winston puts this guy last. We have a show. It's a standard open mic. We get chuckles. We get some laughs. But, it's an open mic. Not the best show.
Yeah.
Guy ends. I was the last comic. I was the last comic on the show. Mm-hmm. And I was like, all right, guys, that's the end of the comedy show. Enjoy this guy.
Yeah.
So this guy comes up, and he... It's gonna be bad, because I'm gonna kind of shit on him, but I'm just telling the story how it happened.
Yeah,
folks.
right.
So, first of all, no real stage presence, which is a problem. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, if you're gonna do something along these lines, if you're gonna film, he said he was filming a demo for his website, right? So no real stage presence, which is a problem. He just meekishly in the mic explains what he's gonna do.
Be engaging.
Yeah, be engaging, exactly. And I mean, I'm not judging him. That's something I've had to work on.
Yeah.
When I started stand-up, I had no stage presence. But 2.5 years, it's gotten better.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I also didn't try to film a demo reel for my website my first time, yeah. Mm. So, this dude, no real stage presence, just kind of meekishly explaining hypnotism into the mic. And so, he says, okay... Are there any volunteers? He's like, I'm not going to call anyone out.
Yeah.
Because you can't be forced into being hypnotized. Your mind has to be susceptible to it.
Mm-hmm.
You can't be forced into it.
Yeah.
So a few people go up, right? A few people go up, and I'm trying to remember the example. So like he like did this long thing, like he asked them to close their eyes and they put their heads down.
Yeah.
And he like told them like this thing about like how they're on a beach, they're relaxed, like all this stuff to like put your mind at ease.
Yeah.
Like how you're relaxed, which is like it's typical hypnotist stuff.
Yeah.
Right. Like I've seen it. And he's like, okay, he's like, I'm gonna weed out who I don't think is susceptible. So he weeds out like 2 people, 5 people on stage. He weeds out like 2.
Yeah.
There's 3 people left, right? So the 3 people that are left on stage, he's like, these are my people. He's like, these are the people I got them, hook, line, and sinker. These people are susceptible.
This is going on the website.
This is going on the website, yeah. So yeah, he's like, these people, I got them. He's like, they're my bait, dude. Like, I got them. So he's like, all right. He's like, guys. He's like, their head's still down. He's like, you're in a. So first he has them up, like looking forward.
Yeah.
And he says like sleep, and they just like keep looking at him. So like they were supposed to fall asleep then. Which is like
they didn't.
They didn't. It didn't. Like they were supposed to already be like subconsciously hypnotized.
Yeah.
But he told them to put their heads down after the What's up, dude?
Sorry.
It's Marcus. Right, Marcus?
Yep. Hello.
How you doing, man?
Hey.
Good to see you. Just doing a podcast.
Nice.
Yeah. So he it doesn't work. They don't fall into a trance when he says sleep. But he asked them to put their heads down.
That's rough.
Right off the bat, it's rough.
Yeah.
And dude, you could like when it starts, when like the actual hypnotism is supposed to start, you could hear a pin drop in this room. Like people are so. Oh, I forgot to mention a part. When he was weeding people out, the first girl, he said sleep, and it like surprised her, and she like jumped back, and then she started laughing.
Really?
Yeah, and like laughing because it surprised her. And dude, she started laughing, and then she walked off stage because she was like,
Oh my gosh.
"You didn't get me." Yeah, so like that's cringy.
Dang.
Right off the bat. So there's like I think there's 2 people left on stage, and so.
So this guy probably already knows.
He already knows it's not good, right?
Poor guy.
Poor, dude, I know. And then second dude, it's 2 dudes left on stage, right? This dude, he goes to the second dude because he's trying to do one-on-one. He's like, it's very cold in here. It's like very cold. He's like, it feels like the North Pole. It's like it feels very cold, and you could tell like it's like supposed to be a thing where they're supposed to start shivering.
Yeah.
But neither of them start shivering. And so he's talking to the one dude like one-on-one, and the other guy's just sitting there.
Oh man.
And so the dude that he's talking to one-on-one, like, sits there, like, listens to it for, like, 15 seconds, and then he just looks up and he, like, really awkwardly says, it's not working, man. And the guy's like, yeah. And then that dude walks off stage, and then he tries for about 10 more seconds on the last dude, and then he taps the last dude on the shoulder and goes, guys, I guess tonight's not my night.
Poor guy.
And then the crowd like kind of like awkwardly claps.
Really?
And that was the end of the night.
No. That's terrible.
So I felt really bad for him. And then when I didn't talk to him because I couldn't deal with that level of cringe.
Yeah.
But Winston talked to him after the show, and he said he'd been doing hypnotism for like a year. So he wanted a demo reel a year in.
Dang.
And it's like
That seems like the type of thing that you would have to,
I guess
work your way up on.
I would think so. I guess he had success with it before.
But not that night.
Yeah, but not that night. And it was cringy, especially because I've seen comics bomb. I've bombed myself.
Yeah.
You can't do comedy and not bomb. I've seen comics bomb, but when comics bomb, they go into full hate fuck. You know what I mean? Like, you people are awful. These are great jokes. You know what I mean? It was more, like, that's not even cringy. That's kind of funny.
Yeah.
It was more cringy to see a dude just admit defeat.
Yeah,
he was just like
humbled or whatever.
Yeah, tonight's not my night, guys. And it's like, ugh, dude,
failure.
I couldn't deal with it. It was like,
That's rough.
it was awful.
It's a good story, though.
Great story.
That's pretty funny.
Dude, it's funny in hindsight, dude. It was very uncomfortable in
He
the
has
room.
my sympathy.
Yeah. So yeah, me and Chris had completely opposite nights because Chris got to work with old Louis C.K.
Louis C.K.
Great comic. One
Yeah.
of the best.
And you got to watch a failed hypnotist
Dude, it was.
bite the dust on stage.
Oh man, dude, it was bad.
That's tough.
Maybe someone hypnotized him
into hypnotizing other people.
Yeah. I got a good line out of it though.
Yeah.
Like when I went up, because Winston said, "Guys, we've got one comic left and a hypnotist."
Mm-hmm.
So when I opened my set, I said, a comic and a hypnotist. I was like, I wish the hypnotist would go before me, so we could be like hypnotize everyone and be like, guys, you're not about to see Paige Campbell. You're about to see Louis C.K.
Yeah.
You're in Madison Square Garden.
Nice.
And that got a laugh, so I got a line out of it.
That's good.
So really, it was not a failure.
Yeah,
because I got
not a complete loss that night.
Yeah. You got some music stories?
Yeah. So when I was younger, I was playing like music a lot. You know.
Yeah. I went to some
brother
shows
with some friends and stuff. Just
Yeah.
doing like some local mics.
Watercolors.
Yeah, the old watercolors.
Yeah.
There was
Pretty sweet rendition of Boy with a Coin.
I appreciate it. Check us out on YouTube. There's
Yeah.
a video
Is it still
on
up?
there. Yeah, it is. It's got like 1,000 views, I think.
We should use it as the theme song one episode.
Yeah. Oh, we could play it out. I'll play it out actually.
Could we play it?
For the end of the episode, I'll look it up. Right
I don't
now.
think
Bump
we
it.
shouldn't get a copyright strike if it's a cover.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't think so.
It is my band.
Shazam doesn't recognize it.
I guess
So.
probably not.
I'm a big Shazam fan.
Anyways, this was pre-watercolors.
Yeah.
So it was me, my brother, and a friend of his.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And I was in like 7th or 8th grade at the time.
Nice.
And I had just gotten a mandolin. You know, I play the mandolin.
I think I've seen you play some mandolin.
Fresh after I had started learning the mandolin, so I wasn't a
Not a top tier.
not top tier,
Mandoliner.
not very talented at all to say.
Is
the
it?
least.
There's like guitarist, pianist. Is it mandolinist?
Mandolinist?
Or, what is it?
I don't know. Who knows? Who could say?
Sado mandolinist.
Anyways, we had somehow booked to play a funeral.
Yeah.
And I don't think I've told this story. I may have told you at some point, but it's
So you got booked to play a funeral through your dad?
no, it was through my brother. So at the time, my brother played in the band at the church.
Okay.
Where the funeral was taking place.
Okay.
And it wasn't my dad's funeral home. It was a competing
They just
funeral home.
competing funeral and booked you. How'd your dad
and
feel about that?
It was weird. But,
You emasculated your dad.
But I guess the family of the deceased knew my brother. I had no idea who they were. I didn't even know they went to the church.
Yeah.
And so they were like, all right, Quentin's a good musician. Let's have him and his friends come play for us.
Nice.
We show up there after a night's worth of practicing, like two
Jeez.
songs. I think we played like a hymn and like some kind of like other song.
Yeah.
We show up. I think it was a morning
I
funeral.
was like, hopefully this doesn't veer into. I think we played like Highway to Hell.
Yeah.
And
we did some AC/DC.
Yeah.
Did some
All Hope Is Gone. Just like
for whom the
maybe
bell
not the best
tolls.
music choices. No.
Yeah. But we show up. I think it was a morning funeral, and there was nobody there to set up the sound equipment for us.
Mm-hmm.
So my brother had to like sort of scrap together and turn everything on in the church sanctuary where the funeral was taking place. So right off the bat, we've got bad sound quality for this like poor person's funeral.
Okay.
I didn't know
Well,
the
they're a poor
family.
person. They can't expect the best sound quality at their funeral.
Poor isn't to be sympathized.
Yeah.
Not,
Did you, as you were playing this cringe show, did you literally see the body roll over in its own grave?
its own grave. Nah, this was just it was just all around a bad performance on our part.
Okay.
You couldn't hear the music probably at all.
That's the worst.
We probably fudged up a couple chords because we had like one night of practice, and I don't remember what else happened, but it was just rough. And I was like a 13-year-old kid. Like I didn't.
Yeah,
care.
right.
I was
Like,
just
you don't know-
Sure, I'll play.
You don't know how to handle bad situation.
I think we each got like $50 out of it.
That's not bad.
And I was like, I'll do it for the money. I
Yeah.
don't know the people. And,
That's the worst when you have a bad performance and you feel bad taking the money.
Yeah.
You still take it.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? Like you feel like it's like because that's happened to me with comedy before, where like I haven't done.
You just don't
I
do
haven't,
well.
I haven't done that well, and then they're like, "Well, here's your track." And I'm
But
like,
I felt bad because
I guess I'll take that.
we performed poorly, and we were the only musical.
so there's
portion
not even a buffer.
of this person's funeral.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like messing up a funeral is pretty bad.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I mean, where do you go from there? That's the cap.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like, that's the cap to their life.
Like a wedding, maybe the next
Wedding's basically a funeral.
highest thing. Depending on your point of view.
Essentially.
But I felt
Your
bad
life's
about
over,
it.
so.
I felt bad about it. Another situation was...
Wait, so was there any backlash? Were there any comments?
Not really. It was just awkward. Like,
Okay.
like I knew we did bad.
You
and
wouldn't,
I
like,
could
change
tell.
sweatshirts in,
I
the,
could,
in the bathroom?
Like, I could tell that they knew we did bad.
Yeah.
And plus, I didn't know them, so it was already kind of awkward. Like,
Yeah, being at a funeral of people you don't know is real awkward.
Yeah.
Like, I used to...
I think
my
I
dad
was-
would do funerals all the time. He's a pastor.
Yeah.
He would do funerals all the time, and he would be like, "Hey, Paige, if you come, you can get, like, free food. Like, you could have lunch." And I was like, "Okay." And I would go, and it's real awkward, because people are crying, and to
You don't
this
know the
person's
people.
just like,
Yeah.
I don't know, there's just another brick in the wall. You know what I mean?
It was just an all-around uncomfortable experience.
Yeah, it sounds pretty...
Because, like, we would, like, go up to the people, like, after, and be just like, "Oh, sorry about your loss." And it was also like, "Sorry about that horrible performance."
Yeah.
But, you know,
yeah.
there's two tragedies, both the performance and the reason for the funeral, I guess.
I mean, was it a tragic funeral?
It was a tragic performance.
Okay, gotcha.
I don't know how the guy died, but...
Mandolin's a weird funeral instrument. Like, there are some instruments that just seem off at a funeral.
I
Like, you're not...
I played mandolin at my grandfather's funeral.
How'd that go?
It went well.
I mean, relatively well. It's hard to play through the tears.
It was a very sad funeral, but it was that was not, you know, a cringy
Yeah, okay.
performance though.
Well, that's what I was wondering. Was that another
Actually-
cringe?
Actually proud of that one.
I'm just saying, like, you got guitar is fine, piano's good,
Yeah,
organs,
some violins.
Violins are very good.
That's a good one.
But you're not busting out the accordion.
No.
At,
No.
maybe at Weird Al's funeral.
Yeah.
Hopefully he does not die, but really unavoidable.
Yeah.
Do you think they'll ever solve death?
Solve death?
Yeah.
Once we get into
Like the singularity? You think the singularity?
singularity. I don't like that idea at all.
Do you think it's possible?
I don't think it's natural.
But do you think it's possible?
Maybe, I don't know.
To upload your consciousness into a cloud?
I mean, I don't understand how CDs are possible, but they are.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point. I don't understand really any technology.
I think once we reach that point,
But I accept it.
it's the end. I think that's the end for us.
I mean, do you think you use it? You use
No,
the
I
singularity?
don't think I would.
Yeah, I'm pretty
I would.
scared of death, though.
I want to experience heaven.
That's
for
pretty
eternity,
scary.
Instead of being on here in a computer robot.
Yeah, but
Machine.
you're gonna miss, like, the next Uncharted.
Yeah,
If
you're
you
right.
die, I don't think Uncharted gets to heaven. You know what I mean?
I might miss Rick and Morty season 3. If they hold out on us.
I know
longer.
that. How long's it been? It's been
Quite a while.
quite a while. 2014 was last season?
Was it? Dang, that's
Well,
pretty-
maybe 2015. But I mean,
probably. But still,
so that's a long time.
it is.
It seems like they have a small team.
Yeah,
Which
they
is
probably
like,
do.
makes the product so quality.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
it also makes the weight pretty unbearable. What's another inappropriate funeral instrument? Kazoo is pretty bad.
Drums,
Yeah.
probably.
Yeah.
Depending on.
I'll tell you what's inappropriate. You bring a slide whistle.
Yeah.
And as they're lowering the casket. Yeah. That's pretty bad. Yeah. He's alive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The recorder.
Recorder's pretty bad. The recorder's the only instrument I really know how to play.
I don't think that the recorder's appropriate for anything.
I can play a mean hot cross buns.
Yeah.
On
Oh yeah.
on recorder. Do you remember we had to learn recorder?
Yeah, it's pretty absurd. I
Yeah.
mean, it's like a standard for pretty much everybody.
Yeah. Recorder was fun though.
Yeah, it was, but why?
But yeah, I don't know why. Like,
Just really
learn a
understand
solid
why.
instrument.
Yeah. It was just like
Hot
we're
cross buns was the only
required
one I
to
ever got down though.
buy recorders.
What's up?
We're like required to buy them.
Yeah.
And play them.
I wonder if I still have mine somewhere.
I still have mine.
Yeah?
Mm.
Gotta polish off that reed.
Yeah.
And, dude, I'm gonna bring my recorder in and play the intro. I'll play Hot
Yeah.
Cross Buns as the intro to the next song.
Do a duet, dude. I gotta find mine.
Dude, that'd be nice. I think I might
record
somewhere.
duets.
I've never been a musical guy.
It's alright.
I tried guitar, couldn't do it. I've always been jealous.
Yeah, I think I
mean,
remember you taking lessons.
yeah, I took it for like a
Mr.
year
Thomas.
and a half. I I always have wanted to be a musical guy. Like, I see someone crushing it on the piano.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I wish I could play some piano.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
There are definitely some talented people, and there's some people that just aren't.
I mean, you're a musician.
I don't claim to be that talented, but
You're pretty good,
I
though.
enjoy it. I think it's cool. I think it's cool to have an art that you can do that you'll just have when, like, you know, you got nothing else to do.
Yeah, for sure, yeah. I wish, you know what I was thinking about recently? I guess it's in the same vein of music class. Remember we used to do music class?
Yeah.
Mrs. Mason Cup would
Mrs.
always get...
Mason Cup.
That was some cringe. Not the class, but like how mad she used to get at me, specifically.
Yeah.
But I was thinking, art class.
Uh-huh.
I miss art class.
Yeah. Art class was cool.
Because here's the thing, I like painting.
Mm-hmm.
I like pastels.
Yeah.
I like the...
Pastels is a cool medium.
I like what's the chalk? What do they call that?
Pastels?
No, that's not pastel. I think it's chalk pastel.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, I like all of that stuff.
Right.
But I'm not gonna do it
Yeah.
if I don't have direction.
Outside
So
of
I
a
liked
directed setting.
I liked having someone be like, "Hey, today you have to paint a person."
Yeah.
I'd be like, "All right, I'll paint a person." That sounds that sounds nice.
Kind of cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe in your retirement community.
That'd be nice. Yeah.
When you
I'll play a lot of bingo, and I'll paint a lot of
do some watercolors.
Yeah, watercolors was one of my favorite.
Yeah.
They're fine. I always liked the ones that I don't know what they're called. The ones that were just regular.
Like acrylics.
Acrylics, yeah.
This is pretty standard, probably.
A Skrillex, dude.
Skrillex.
I always liked some Skrillex.
We learned Skrillex in music class.
You don't want to put your finger in that socket, buddy.
Yeah, you're right.
It's like, yeah, you right.
You're right.
I remember getting in trouble in school was cringy.
Yeah, it kind of was.
I remember one time I'm trying to remember exactly. I don't remember what grade.
Oh, I know a good one.
You got a good one?
You have a story?
Yeah, this is a quick story, but I remember this is kind of cringy. I think I was in like second grade, just like a kid, and this like one of I forget who, but someone had like paint like all over their arms or something.
Yeah.
And like Mrs. Mancini was like, "Wow, you're really getting in there." She's like, "Quite the artist." And I was like, kind of jealous because I was like a dumb kid. So like I put like some paint on my face. She was like, "Paige, you're not using the art tools properly. Go to the principal's office."
That's hilarious.
And I was like, "But this just happened naturally. I was trying to paint."
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
I remember an instance in computer class. We had
Oh, dude, I think I know this story, but it's a goodie.
And I think it was Daniel and I logged on to Microsoft Paint and just drew penises on the
really?
on the screen.
What grade?
It was like 8th grade.
Okay, 8th
7th
grade.
or 8th grade.
That checks out. I thought we were still talking like elementary school. I was like,
no.
You guys in 3rd grade were just drawing.
No, this was like 8th grade.
In kid pics, you're drawing.
Mrs. Baska.
So kid dicks.
Yeah. And it was pretty obvious what they were, but we kind of like made them abstract looking enough to be like, no, it was like some circles and some ovals or whatever.
Remember when Artyom did that in art class?
Maybe. Oh yeah.
In art class, we did this like obscure like Picasso like paintings, and his was like obviously like a curved penis, and
yeah.
Well, he didn't get in trouble. I'll tell you that.
No.
I did that with a snowflake one time.
I remember that you
in like 9th grade.
It was like hung up in the hallways.
Yeah.
That was
it was
nice.
just like classic snowflakes.
Well, that's basically what we did, and
sorry to cut you off, my friend.
unbeknownst to us,
Okay.
the computer teacher saw it and ratted us out behind her backs.
Mrs. Basket?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Because I was like, Mrs. Basket was pretty cool.
I didn't like her.
You didn't like her?
I didn't vibe well with
Really?
her.
Okay.
From the get go.
Interesting.
And then she did that, so
I was like, she was cool. Mrs. Spots was not the best.
Spots was pretty hardcore.
Yeah, she's
for a computer teacher.
yeah.
But no, she like ratted us
It's
out.
like we're playing Kid Picks, and
I don't remember if she said anything to us in the classroom. I think she was like, "What are you guys doing?" or something.
Yeah.
We're like, oh, nothing. We just kind of X'd out of it.
yeah,
And I guess she noticed it, and because I mean, we were laughing, and we were just over there hunched in the corner, like drawing dicks on the computer screen.
Par for the course in 8th grade.
And she goes and tells Mr. Renton, the history teacher, ex-Navy SEAL.
Yeah, we've talked about him on the show. Ex-Navy SEAL.
Most intimidating
Oh, dude, really, he
person
is.
to a middle schooler.
We should have him on the Pod American Games.
Dude, we should.
I'm just saying, he's a former Olympian.
Get him as a guest,
Dude,
honestly.
that would be cool.
That'd be awesome.
He probably has some great stories.
He does. I mean, I'll tell you what.
Dude, the Pod American Games, though.
Yeah.
He's a former Olympian.
Yeah.
He is.
He'll crush it.
So I'm just saying he might be the
He'll crush it at
yeah.
Noah's Ark.
Noah's Ark.
Dude,
He probably would. Bobsledding equates to being a champion in Noah's Ark, I think.
So lunchtime comes around and I get called to the office. They're like, we'd like to speak with you. And I was like, I think they did this
That's
thing.
the worst when you can tell they wait for lunchtime.
Yeah.
Like the one time you're looking forward to, they're like, that's when we need to
Yeah.
talk to him. It's like, can I get out of English? Like, can I please get out of English?
Yeah.
Is that a possibility?
Yeah, it's like, can you meet with me on any other time?
'Cause then it's
lunch or recess.
If you get out of class, like, you're still in trouble, so you're still worried. But, like, if you get out of class for, like,
it's
being in trouble,
with one stuff.
it's kind of exciting.
It's worth it.
It's like, this is nice. I'm missing trigonometry.
It's worth the detention if you miss class.
Oh, dude, totally.
So, anyways, they like met. He met with us, and he just gave us this like stern look, and was like, "It's been brought to my attention that you guys were doing something you weren't supposed to be doing."
The worst phrasing is brought to my attention. It's like,
in computer class, we were like, "What are you talking about?"
Yeah.
You know, we just kind of were like, played it off. We're like, "I don't know what you're talking
Yeah,
about."
you gotta
He's
play
like,
dumb.
He's like, Mrs. Basket told. I think part of it was we got in trouble because we weren't supposed to be on Microsoft Paint.
Oh, okay. So that was part of it.
So we were like, yeah, I think we were like maybe on Microsoft Paint when we weren't supposed to be.
Dude, side note, like, that's why people hate millennials, is... I guess we're technically not millennials. We're, like, Generation Z or whatever.
I think what is it, like 1980 or 1990 till 2000 is millennials. So I think we are.
We are technically millennials?
Yeah.
I was just gonna say, that's why people hate millennials, is because, like, kids would get in trouble for, like, spray painting walls back in the day.
Yeah.
And, like, we're literally getting in trouble for, like, digitally tagging.
Digitally spray painting.
You know what I mean?
Things.
It's like,
yeah.
fuck the establishment.
And
All Microsoft Paint a dick.
Yeah. Well, so we sort of played it off like, I guess we were like, oh, I guess we weren't supposed to be on, Paint at that time.
Yeah.
And then he just cuts to the chase and he's like, she told me you guys were drawing a penis.
Yeah.
Some male genitalia.
I can hear Mr. Renton saying that. Do you have an impersonation?
Dude, it was awkward. I don't know.
She told me that you guys were
You
drawing.
boys were drawing.
Yeah, a penis.
We were like, no, sir, no.
It is weird to like.
We were just like we just like both look at each other and we're just like, what?
It's like what? A penis?
Us?
What's a penis?
The two of us?
Hey, what?
Us refined,
Yeah,
young
refined gentlemen.
13.
You literally had a bubble pipe, like you were like.
Yeah. I'm appalled at the thought.
Yeah.
So we got out of it. I mean, we probably lied through our teeth.
Oh sure, yeah.
But I think
that's like it's weird because it's like you could have gotten a work detention, but that's enough of a punishment is hearing Mr. Renton say penis.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just like this awkward. Is very out of context.
It was awkward. But no, I remember what we did. We were like, huh. Oh, I guess it could have looked like that. We were like, no, we were just drawing like random circles. It's like,
we were drawing bunches of bananas.
We were like, well, I could see how it could
random circle
been askew to look like that, but it's like that wasn't our intent.
Yeah,
Mr. Renton.
And Mr. Renton's totally in this situation, just like, I know what you were doing, but fuck it.
Yeah.
Like, whatever.
He's like, I have to.
I literally was in, I was literally, had people shoot at me.
I bit a hippie's toe off.
Yeah, literally.
The war.
Oh, yeah, he said that, didn't he?
Yeah, didn't he?
Dude, that's crazy.
It's crazy.
I'm trying we should have him on.
That would be sweet.
That would be great.
I don't know if he would, but
yeah, he might not, but
why not?
He's some great stories.
Yeah.
And he's got a green card married.
He's a really cool guy.
Yes.
His British wife.
His British wife.
He's a cool guy. I had a lot of respect for him.
Oh, yeah, me too. I like him a lot.
Solid middle school teacher.
Getting in trouble with someone you respect's weird, too.
Yeah, because I was like, I don't want to be like, nah, we weren't, but at the same time, it's like, it's pretty awkward if I'm like, yeah, we drew penis.
It's like, yeah, we were drawing some dicks.
Tell my mom that.
Oh, yeah. Which is, I mean, I probably did that in school more than anything else.
Yeah.
Was draw dicks.
I didn't get academics out of it. I didn't learn anything.
Yeah, oh, dude, not at all.
But I learned how to draw.
I don't know if you learned that. No one taught you that. It just
refined it.
Yeah,
my art.
It came naturally. No pun intended.
No pun intended.
Yeah, no pun. Has anyone ever said no pun intended and not meant the pun?
I don't know.
You always mean the pun, right?
Yeah, that's why I don't get the expression.
Sometimes I say it and I legitimately didn't mean to make a pun,
Yeah.
but the fact that people are laughing, I'm okay with. So it's like I don't pun
It's like, I'll take
intended.
it. I'll take it.
You know what I mean? Like it wasn't intended, but if they're laughing, I'm fine with it. I'm fine with getting a laugh.
I'll take credit for that.
Yeah.
Like, did you mean to say that? And he was like, that's really clever.
Yeah.
Sure, yeah.
Someone doesn't grab the low-hanging fruit, it's gonna go to waste. You know what I mean?
Yeah, sure, pun intended.
Yeah, pun intended, my friend.
Definitely intended.
But yeah, that's a silly line. It's just pun intended.
Yeah.
I thought the story you were gonna tell. I don't know if we've ever told this story. It was me and you.
Side note, it would be funny to just say no pun intended when there's no pun at all.
Oh yeah, that would.
It's like no pun intended.
Yeah, it's just like.
Okay, are we getting coffee?
No, is that a lime in your drink? No pun intended.
It's like, it actually is.
It is a lime. It's like, yeah, it is.
Yeah.
But you might get just a laugh with no pun intended.
Or no offense. Like, no
Yeah.
offense, but is that a lime you're drinking with in your water?
Yeah.
Didn't mean to offend you.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
None taken. It is a lime.
Dude, I know this soccer player who won the game with an accidental free kick.
Mm-hmm.
There's no pun intended, but you know he went ahead and won. So
Nice.
Nice. No. When you started talking about computer class,
Yeah.
a lot of good computer memories.
Oh, I know where you're going with this.
Yeah, I thought that this is what I thought you were going into. You went into the middle school story. It has a great story.
Yeah.
What grade were we in? You know what story I'm going to tell?
This was kindergarten because
Was it kindergarten?
I remember.
Noah and I are lifelong friends. I don't know if I've ever mentioned that on the show.
It's been a long
Yeah,
road.
known this guy since the womb.
I remember this specifically because
We were womb mates.
Because there was a computer lab,
Yeah.
right? And it was in like the upstairs of like the elementary school for a while, and then they moved it to the middle school, I think, which is right next
The
door.
computer lab was... Oh, yeah. Did they?
But before all that, we were just set up in the cafeteria. Do you remember that? Like next to the microwaves.
That's right.
We were just
yeah,
in the
and
cafeteria.
art class used to be out there too.
Yeah,
remember
like
art
up in
class
the
was.
tables.
Oh man,
So this is a
Dude,
throwback.
you just hit my nostalgia.
This is a
my nostalgia clit, dude.
throwback, dude. This was like kindergarten, first grade, probably before
Yeah.
the computer lab.
Yeah.
That lasted until we were in like, I don't know, middle school.
Okay. Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure it was kindergarten.
No, you can't. Yeah, you're right. I think that makes sense. I didn't even remember that story. In my mind, this story took place in the original computer lab.
Yeah.
Or not the original, the one that we had for most of our
I remember
childhoods.
sitting in there in the cafeteria,
Yeah.
and they're just like in a little cove
Yeah.
that they had computers set up in.
Yeah.
I think they built a wall over it
Yeah.
eventually.
Well, I'll tell you what. Mr. DJ Trump is going to get this wall up, and then we're going to be safe.
Yeah. Looking forward to that.
It's weird that his initials are DJ.
DJ.
DJ Trump.
Yeah.
He seems like kind of the antithesis of a
He's
DJ.
not much of a DJ
Yeah.
character.
Yeah, kind of the opposite. I could see Baron being a DJ.
Oh, yeah.
I know it's not popular to joke about Baron, but
You could be a DJ
I could see him being a DJ.
at a wedding.
Yeah. A wedding, yeah, just a wedding DJ. He's not doing
Yeah.
raves or anything.
Yeah.
He plays exclusively weddings.
Yeah. Show tunes.
Show tunes.
And the
Yeah.
cha-cha
It's
slide.
Frank Sinatra. Yeah. Oh, dude, if you're at a wedding and the cha-cha slide doesn't play, you're not at a wedding.
Y'all ready for this?
Yeah. If you're at a funeral and the cha-cha slide
Plays.
plays, you're at the wrong event. But yeah, so me and you, kindergarten, what age would that be? 5, 6?
Pretty young, yeah.
Yeah, children.
Probably like 6.
Yeah, like tots. So this, I mentioned her, Mrs. Spots. She had a short fuse.
Yeah.
She would get mad at the drop of a hat. And literally the drop of a hat. If you were wearing a hat and you like dropped it, she would send you to the principal's office.
And we took advantage of it. We milked it.
Oh yeah,
On
because it's
occasion.
funny. Like it's funny
It
to
was
have.
hilarious.
Yeah, it's funny to troll a 45-year-old woman who's furious that you exist.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we kept. I don't remember what the project was. I mean, we're kindergarten. It couldn't have been that labor
Yeah,
intensive.
I couldn't have been.
Yeah, like we weren't doing an Excel spreadsheet.
No way.
So me and you,
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember what series of keys we were pressing, but we kept mashing the keyboard.
Yeah.
And a warning
It's probably
or
like sticky keys.
yes, sticky keys. Yeah, where it would make that noise where it goes. Yeah. So that kept popping up,
Yeah.
and every time it popped up, we kept yelling, "Ah, it's an alien message!" Like aliens were trying to communicate with us.
I think what was happening was we were sitting next to each other.
Yeah. Oh, we weren't partners.
No, I don't know, but I think at first we were sitting next to each other, and we did that, like, and she was like, guys, stop. And we
Yeah.
did it again, and she's like, separate.
Yeah,
so I was
that's
across
right,
the
yeah.
room, and
So,
you
and once we
fucked it up.
separate, it seems like it becomes like the bit where it's like we're sending messages to each other. Alien messages are communicating
Yeah.
through.
So I would be like across the room, I'd be like, Paige, did you get that alien message?
Yeah.
And I was like, boys, stop. just a vein bulging in her forehead.
Dude,
like,
literally, you could see a vein. It's like, it's got its own, this vein is so big, it's got its own zip code. Like, it's a large vein. It's got its own climate.
there's no alien message, boys. Cut it out.
Yeah.
That was classic.
Yeah, and, the classic line I remember is after 6, 7, maybe 8, way too many times.
Yeah, we ran the bit.
She pulled us aside, and yeah, we definitely ran that bit into the ground. We milked it. And a bit insinuates that it was making our classmates laugh.
Nope.
It was not.
They're just like, guys, come on.
Yeah, come on, guys. The line I remember is she pulled us aside into the corner, and she said, "If you keep acting up, I'm gonna send your parents an alien message."
I remember that.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, she just like stared us down.
Yeah.
Oh, that's classic.
I'm gonna send your parents an alien message.
That's really classic.
Yeah. Getting in trouble is funny in hindsight.
Yeah.
Dude, like literally my first grade year, I'm pretty sure I didn't spend any time in the classroom. I was like literally in Mrs. Kender's office
I like,
every day.
Like we were probably on a first name basis by
Yeah.
the end of the elementary
I
school.
mean, side
career.
note, is there a better name for a principal than Mrs. Kender? It literally means Mrs. Children.
Dude, yeah.
You know
that's
what I mean?
insane. I never thought about it.
Like,
that way.
side note, like that's a killer name for a principal. That sounds like
That's true.
That sounds like it would be in like a Junie B. Jones book or something.
Yeah. It's like Darth Vader.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
Darth Kinder.
Darth Kender. She was a nice lady. I liked her.
Yeah, she was nice.
Um,
Got to see her a lot.
no, I got to see her a lot. What were you saying?
Oh, I remember another story. I guess this is kind of cringy.
Oh shoot, yeah.
Pretty just sort of just a funny.
It's turned into just getting in trouble.
Sort of just a funny.
Because like that's
thing.
not that the story I just told is not even cringy because we were kids.
Yeah.
It's cringy if we're doing that in like ninth
Well,
grade.
it's
But-
cringy because it's like a 45-year-old woman just getting enraged
Dude,
by some 6-year-old.
Dude, literally enraged.
Really just goofing.
I remember we were in a real quick before you tell the story.
Yeah.
We were in the same class in like first grade, and they like split us up.
They did,
They were
yeah.
like, "There's a
Like the first day.
They were like, "There's a disproportionate amount." Because I was so excited, we were never in the same classes.
Yeah.
And they were like, "There's a disproportionate amount of kids."
Yeah.
And my parents told me that I was switching classes.
That's so dumb.
And I had a meltdown, dude. I was
Yeah.
like, "What? I'm switching classes."
The first one I had.
They were like, "Well, your brother had Mrs. Keegan,
Yeah.
and we liked her, so we want you to have." Her. I was like, "Fuck that shit, mom." I was like, "I want Mrs. Pluger."
Get out of here with that, Mom.
Yeah. I was like, "Nah, fam."
Well, so I had this isn't necessarily cringy. It's just sort of a funny thing that happened in my childhood. I was really bad with pet fish.
Who isn't?
My brother brought one.
I killed a betta or two.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's where I'm going with this. My brother
Okay.
brought one home to take care of when he was in like second grade.
I don't know from class.
Yeah, it was like
You killed a
his,
class
it was
pet.
like, it was his job to take care of it.
Oh no.
For a week, and I just came in the kitchen where it was sitting, and I was like, oh, a fish. Better feed it. And I just dumped the entire tube of food in there,
fuck.
and it died. And a couple years later, Kristen Weaver of elementary school fame
Yeah. Oh yeah, dude.
had a goldfish, or no, it was probably a betta fish.
Weaver, I hardly know her. I just said.
Nice.
Yeah.
Anyways, I think she had a fish. It was a class pet of ours.
Yeah, I remember
And it
that.
was like,
Yeah.
it was like my job to feed it at the end of the day.
Oh, you killed her fish?
Dude, I neglected this one.
No.
And it died.
Oh,
and she
no.
was distraught about it.
Oh.
And I was like, I guess we gotta give it a funeral. So me and
You gave it a funeral?
somebody
You played
like,
mandolin
I think,
at
like,
the funeral?
Me and somebody else flushed it down the toilet. It was
And you
pretty
played
classic.
mandolin while it swished, while it
Yeah,
toilet bowled
exactly.
down.
I played some poorly performed mandolin.
I used to have a beta, and I used to print Google image pictures of another beta. they're very aggressive fish. So I would hold the
Yeah.
picture, and he would like flare up. He'd be like furious.
That's really funny.
He's like, look at this other bitch trying to hoard in on my territory.
Fight. I want to get into beta fighting.
Beta fighting would be dope, dude.
Yeah.
They do that in Thailand.
Do they really?
Yeah, I think it's like a big thing in Thailand.
That's funny.
But you know what else is big in Thailand? Child sex slavery. So maybe they don't have their issues worked out.
They don't have their priorities.
Yeah, they don't have their priorities. They don't have their ducks in a row.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, here's a weird thing about Thailand that I don't know if you knew.
You've been to Thailand.
I've been to Thailand. Yeah, when I went,
Mm.
I went in like 3rd grade.
Yeah.
Went a long time ago. But when I went, I wasn't allowed to wear yellow.
Really?
Apparently yellow is a gang color in Thailand.
Oh, that's weird.
Like, you know how we have Crips and Bloods, like
Yeah.
red and blue?
Uh-huh.
Apparently yellow, if you see yellow, they're just like, dude, this guy.
Really? Just
And I was like, I'm like a 12-year-old white kid. I don't think they would assume that,
Yeah.
but I mean, I'm not taking chances.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's really wild.
But yeah, this episode's been giving me a lot of nostalgia.
Yeah, it's been a nostalgic episode.
It has been. I like it. 50's coming up. Oh, dude, you know what? Let's see if this hits your nostalgia.
We are.
Your nostalgia.
If you mention any 90s cartoons,
It's kind of 90s,
like
or early
Rugrats
2000s.
or
Rugrats, yeah.
Hey Arnold.
Only 90s kids will remember this segment, folks. So I'm sorry if you feel excluded.
Yeah,
I was hanging out with Nick Piccinino recently.
good guy.
Yeah, great guy. Nick Clips of Nick Clips fame. Great guy.
Yeah.
Love that guy to death. We were just hanging out at his pad in Harrisonburg, and we were watching just some YouTube.
Yeah.
And he pulled up a show that I had completely blocked from my memory.
Mm-hmm.
The gray matter I thought was gone.
It
But
happens
dude,
to me a lot.
dude, when he played it a wave of memories. Like he hit my nostalgia G spot, like right on.
Uh-huh.
He took a magic wand, and
What was it? I'm on edge.
do you remember the not Nickelodeon, PBS?
Yeah.
PBS cartoons had a lot of great. Remember Cyber Chase? Remember Dragon Tales. Love them all,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
He brought one to the table that I'm trying to build it up, and if you don't remember it, it's gonna suck. He brought one to the table that I had completely blocked out of my memory. Do you remember Sagwa the cat?
Yeah,
dude.
We were
Sagwa, right?
He and I were talking about it the other day.
Dude.
He mentioned it.
I had not thought of Sagwa since
I know.
the 1990s.
I don't know how much I watched it, but I mean, yeah. Like
I don't have a
that
great
that
memory
was
anyway,
definitely
but-
something I shut out. It was must have been a reason for that.
Dude, it's a great show,
Impressed
though.
Sagwa did.
Dude, Sagwa's great.
To get
They
into
should do a
Sagwa.
reboot of Sagwa. Sign my petition on change.org. Bring
Yeah.
back Sagwa.
Let's bring it back.
You know what I
New
mean?
season.
Just make a Sagwa movie at least.
Sagwa Saga.
Yeah, there you go.
Sagwa.
The original Sagwa.
Prequels.
Yeah.
Pragwa.
I mean, that really doesn't go anywhere. I just remember Sagwa.
Yeah.
Remember, dude? Like, that's crazy, dude. Like, it like blew my mind.
I know that happened to me. Like whatever show it was, I forgot again. But,
Yeah.
But that's happened to me where somebody will bring up a show. I'm like, oh,
It's like,
dude, I watched that a ton.
Yeah, Sagwa was my jam. I like Cyber Chase a lot too.
Cyber Chase was pretty.
Like I remember the Cyber Chase like series finale. I couldn't be into. I was out of town for it, and dude, I made my babysitter VHS it.
That's hilarious.
I was like, I'm not missing the Cyber Chase series finale.
It's really funny.
It's not happening because folks, believe it or not, Netflix used to not be a reality,
Yeah.
so
And tape stuff.
couldn't watch that.
Tapes.
You never tapes, dude. Tapes are dope.
I remember you taped me the SpongeBob episode where they go back in time.
Oh yeah,
Or
what's
something.
Dunces and Dragons,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you had moved and didn't have cable yet.
Yeah.
I was like,
dude, tape it for me. I need to see that special.
dude, it did not disappoint.
It was great.
It was a great
It was
episode.
a great episode.
Yeah, anything, buddy. Anytime.
I really appreciate it.
Yeah, I'll VHS anything.
I owe
for
you.
Yeah, you do owe me, actually. No. You know, I was thinking about recently, I have a bad memory.
Yeah.
I didn't remember Sagwa.
Yeah.
I have a bad memory. But, some things I don't remember because I felt like I was too old.
Mm.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Or, I felt like I was too young to remember it.
Right.
But, then I remember something else from that era and I feel like a bad person.
Yeah.
So, here's the thing. I'm 20, right? You're 20 as well.
Right.
People always ask me, because I was alive for it, but people always ask me if I remember 9/11.
Yeah. I don't.
I don't remember it, right? Like, I've always just been like, I kind of wish I did. I mean, it would make sense that our parents were sheltering us from it.
Right.
But people always ask me if I remember it, and I'm like, no, I don't. I guess that year was just a blur. But recently it clicked for me that, you know what else came out in 2001?
What?
Shrek. And dude, Shrek was my jam. So
Yeah.
like, I recently was just like, oh, I didn't not remember 9/11. I just completely just was not aware of it.
Yeah, no, yeah, I'm definitely with you on that.
So, you know.
I'm certain I have memories from 2001, but
Never forget Shrek.
9/11's not one of them.
9/11 was not a job at all
Yeah.
in the Campbell household. It was not an inside job or an outside job. Just not a reality.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it happened.
That's it.
Maybe it didn't happen. Maybe it was staged like the moon.
Do you think it
landing.
did? Yeah, dude, it might have been. I think if you look at the
I'm a
rubble,
denier.
there's writing on the side of one of the bricks
I'm a
that
den-
shows that it was on a...
9/11 denier.
Yeah. Well, that's how we're ending this episode, folks. 9/11. It happened. That's the episode, folks. Thank you. It was a good one. I just wanted to get that Shrek story out there. Thank you for listening. Subscribe, like that vid, and give us a review on iTunes. I'm at Uncle Paige on Twitter. Noah.
Yeah, no, Aiden. What do you think?
Oh.